I know what I'm doing wrong with this, y'all. Rotate it back that way. Rotate it back that way. I forget, does life go sideways or up and down? Ooh, I don't know. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find me over here. Let me see if I can find me. Because I don't even know if I can do that. I'm trying to go live. We're trying to go live. Live is all the way live. Let me see here. Hey. Okay, now let me see if I'm going the right way. I am not going the right way. Okay. And why is it telling me to rotate my phone again? It's telling me to rotate my phone, and I don't know why. Let me see. Okay, I'm taking my hair down, y'all, because this is my sleeping hair, and I got up and got all dressed and everything, but I gotta get the hair down. It is Friday morning, and just a peek into my world. I woke up this morning at about a little before 5, I suppose, because the girls were not. It wasn't time to feed the girls yet, so I woke up. Got up about 5, and I was thinking, man, it's so peaceful. It's so peaceful. I love how peaceful it is. And I don't know why this looks dark. Anyway, I was all like, man, it's peaceful. It's nice. I'm liking this, And take the glasses off. Can't see with them. Can't see without them. Why is it doing that? I don't know why it's telling me to rotate my device. Anyway, hey. Anyway, so I made a cup of coffee, and I sat down at my computer and pulled out my little Bible study, that journal and Bible, and started setting my pages up and started writing. And Shannon got up and put on a pair of green uniform pants, and I'm like, where are you going? Nothing's open yet. I thought he was getting ready to go to Costco or something. And he said, work? I'm like, why are you working on Saturday? Baby, it's not Saturday, it's Friday. I didn't even know what day of the week it was. That's how thrown off I get sometimes. But, whatever. So, I feel like I got an extra day to the weekend, really. I'm trying to see who said hey to me, because I can't see that far. Min? Hi, Min. What are you doing this morning? I hope you're having a good day. I am, hey, Amanda's here. Amanda's here. You just missed, unless you got here in time, you missed what I did this morning. I got up and was at my computer doing my Bible study stuff, and Shannon was on his computer, and he got up and put on one of his uniforms, and I'm like, where are you going? Where are you going so early? And he's like, work. Why are you going to work on a Saturday? This is Friday. Oh, yeah. I don't even know what day of the week it is. That's. And I was wondering, because you know what? When I opened my Bible study, the little binder that I keep my Bible study stuff in, it had yesterday's date, at the top of each page that I did my writing on. And I kept looking at my watch, and I'm like, well, today's the 16th. Why does it say it's the 16th? Today's the 17th. Where did my 16th pages go? What did I do with my pages from the 16th? Oh, God. Yeah. I'm going to blame it on the fact that I've only been back on my medicine for a day. Normally, I know what day of the week it is. I don't know. I guess it was just wishful thinking. But that's okay, because he'll be home in a little bit. He gets off at noon on Fridays, so he'll be home before I know it. It's already, what time here? Well, let's look at the watch. 9:11. So he'll be home in a couple of hours. Anyway, did you go live this morning, Amanda? Yes, my doctor did refill it. Thank God, because I was like, I was on the edge of crazy, you know. And it's crazy because the medicine is for ADHD. The medicine is not for mental health. It's for ADHD. But when you don't have it, I told you the other day, I wanted to bite people and pinch people and slap them and push them down the playground. All the things that a 2-year-old with no self-control does. I wanted to do those things to everybody, anybody and everybody. It didn't matter. Shannon, push him down. The cashier at the gas station, push her down, slap her, pinch her. I just was being ugly, ugly. I was being ugly. And I can't be like that. But anyway, yes, my medicine is refilled. I see him on Monday, and I'm going to make sure, because apparently it's when he sends that prescriptions electronically, he's English is not his first language, and I love him. He's wonderful. He's a great doctor, but apparently when he sends them electronically, there's a glitch somewhere. I'm guessing it's on his end because it never happens with any other medicine, only this medicine. So I'm going to see if he'll give me 3 written prescriptions, because I can keep them in my wallet. I don't lose them there, you know. Yeah, I thought I was going to mm, lose my stuff before they got it fixed. Probably by this evening or tomorrow, I'll feel back to normal. Um, but the other thing is that um, my hormones are probably a little out of whack because my doctor took me off, had me quit my hormones until we get the results back from my second mammogram and ultrasound, because the estrogen can cause things to grow faster. Um, and just in case there's something wrong, we don't, you know, don't want to feed it, if that makes sense. Anyway, so yeah, girl, I'm menopausal and was off my ADHD medicine. It doesn't get much crazier than that, I don't think. I really don't think it does. But anyway, I'm just gonna decorate my planner while we sit here live, but I'd rather just talk with y'all. I don't have any trivia questions to ask Amanda, sorry. I don't have any fishing stories to tell. My life is boring. Oh, ugh. I still, when I look at her, all I can do is just shake my head. Like, I can't believe what possessed her. I mean, it's not like it's an unscented detergent. It has all that scent and everything in it. What made her think she wanted to roll in it? Like, and it wasn't just like, oh, on the bottoms of her feet and on her butt where she sat in it. No, it was all over her head, under her chin, the back, the tail, the belly, everything. And it looked like she had been in cooking oil. And then I touched it and it was sticky and I could smell her. And I'm like, this cat has. She had one little spot the other day that was pink under her eye where it looks like um, maybe she was trying to groom herself and might have scratched it or something, irritated the skin a little bit. But it looks better now, and I haven't noticed any other weird spots on her. But I think I still have marks where she got me. I had marks on my chest. I can still feel one here. Got them on my chest. I have one on my arm right here where she grabbed a hold. She was hanging on to this one. I was trying to get her off, and it was, oh my god. Oh yeah, she had a party. She's a party animal. She likes to have a good time. She also knows how to open the pantry. And their cat food, we buy it in a gigantic bag. And then I have this plastic bin, and the top slides open and close, kind of like an old roll top desk. You know how Anyway, the lid slides open and close, and I keep a big spoon in there to feed them with. Well, she's learned that if she sits on the lid of the box, it'll cave in. And then she can just eat as much as she wants to. So, yeah, she gets in the pantry and feeds herself. Um, so now, and it's like, I feel like I live in some kind of a circus home. We have to keep the garbage can in front of the pantry in the kitchen because if you don't, the cat will get in it. Yes, she sits in there and feeds herself. Yeah, just bathe your cat. Yeah, just bathe your cat. Yeah, simple. Gently bathe them with warm running water. I think a dog person wrote that. They don't know. Cats, you don't, there's nothing gentle about bathing a cat. It's mean. Girl, she's crazy. She's wide open. And it's weird because if you didn't know, you would think they came from different litters and the nature and nurture, nature versus nurture thing. You would think that we adopted them older and that they came from different litters or something because they're just so different. But no, they've both experienced the same life here in this house with us. One just goes, well, Junebug's got her own weird stuff too. I heard a noise this morning and I'm like, what is she doing? I had to go looking for. Shannon bought a new keyboard for his computer the other day and he kept the box in case he needed to return it and exchange it. She was eating the cardboard. She holds it down and just bites and tears it. She tears up cardboard, and I know they don't have lips, but it looks like she spits out the little pieces and then takes another big bite. She's they're I don't know. This is probably this is exactly why we don't need children. I always thought when I was younger that when I oh God, she loves the cardboard. Junebug loves the cardboard. She's just a weirdo. And she will eat mail. She shreds it, but it's like she spits it out, and I know she can't spit because she doesn't have lips. But you see her ripping it, and then she goes blah 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 blah, and she rips another piece off, and blah 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 blah. It's anyway. I always, when I was younger, thought when my kids were grown, I would like to foster children, and I did for a little while. After my youngest one moved out, I did for a little while, um, and yeah, these cats are telling me I don't need to do that. I have enough excitement. I have more than enough excitement with just them. I don't need anything. I don't need anything else in my life. But I want a monkey. I want a monkey so bad. And I know it's illegal. And Shannon says it's not as cute as you think it is. It's a lot of work. It's like a 2-year old on crack and all this stuff. But I still want a monkey. But I think it would be bad with the cats. I don't know how that would go. I don't, I feel like, because monkeys are so mischievous, I feel like the monkeys would pick on the cat and then the cats would fight back. But the monkey, they have teeth. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the monkey would win. See, there's a girl that I watch on YouTube that has two little, like little spider monkeys, and she can't do anything. When she sits down to put on her makeup, he's grabbing the brushes and running off with them. He's stealing the brushes. And if he's not stealing the brushes, he'll be sitting on the top of her hair, eating a banana and squishing it in her hair. I mean, it's constant. I don't think I need that kind of constant excitement. That stimulation would be too much for me. I can't, mm-mm. But think how much my grandson would love it if I had a monkey. He would think that was the coolest thing ever. He could tell all his friends at school that his grandma has a monkey. That would be fun, but I don't think I could handle it. Shannon talks about adopting a dog when he retires. And I'm like, as long as you know this dog has to be yours and you have to take care of it because I cannot, right. I don't want, mm-mm. It's constant. Oakley, what is her name? Something Loves Oakley is the name of her channel. Oakley is the little monkey. And it's so cute, but doggone. I mean, it's like a full time job. You can't leave them unattended, you know, unless you have like a giant, like one of those giant bird cages. If you have something like that for them, like a zoo has, I guess you could leave them inside like that. But you can't leave them unattended because they're opening. Think about it. Love Bug can open the pantry and get in the food. A monkey has a thumb. They can open everything. They could open everything. And they're so smart because they watch you do things, you know? They study humans. Yeah, I couldn't do that. I couldn't. I want one. I really just want one so I can make it little clothes. I want to make little, little like bloomers to go over little monkey diapers and headbands with big bows on them. That's why I want. Right? They can do anything with that thumb. And I don't think that's a real enough reason to want a monkey. I mean, I could buy a little stuffed monkey and make bloomers and headbands for it and carry it around like it's real. Just call me crazy. Why that lady got a toy monkey? She's just a little crazy. It's all right. But so that's really not a legitimate reason to want a monkey just because I want to make bloomers and headbands with bows for it. Not good enough. Not good enough. Cannot legitimize my want with that one because. But the cat, Shannon won't let me dress the cats. I mean, cats don't like to be dressed anyway. But he doesn't like when animals are like humanized. What is it called? It's called something anthropomorphized or something like that. He uses the big word. Animals that are made to look like people and treated like people and stuff. He doesn't like that. And so when we adopted the girls and I was like, oh my God, Christmas is coming. I can get them little hats. And he said, no, you cannot dress them up like humans. So they don't get to dress like humans. I did make some scrunchies though that had like real thin elastics. They were stretchy and put them around their necks like collars. They didn't like that either. Right? Wouldn't you love like Kazoo in a little button-up shirt? Right. My grandma has a stuffed monkey. Yeah, I don't he wouldn't have to tell them though because they would all see me in the grocery store. If I had a monkey, I would take it everywhere with me. Everywhere. Well, you would have to because you can't leave it at home unattended. And I don't know, wouldn't it? With that little belly and stuff? That would be so cute. I know, like, you can take a service animal anywhere with you. They have to. But I don't know if a monkey can be called. I think a monkey can be a service animal because there are people in wheelchairs that have monkeys and the monkeys do things for them. And that's a service animal. I feel like I would get kicked out of all kinds of places with the wild monkey. But I still want one. If I ever get rich, and Shannon is not in my life for, whatever reason, you know what I'm going to do. Emotional support monkey. I'm going to have a monkey, dadgummit. One of these days. My uncle, my daddy's oldest brother, went to school at LSU for college, and he was in some sort of a like engineering fraternity or something, and he talked about one of his fraternity brothers having a monkey, and all he talked about was how it threw poop all the time. He said it just throws, they just throw poop. They're just, what would I name it? I don't know. Is it a boy or a girl monkey? You have to have the right kind of name for the right kind of monkey. And it would be funny to do something like Minnie or Mickey because people automatically go Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, but it would be Mickey Monkey, Minnie Monkey. Minnie Monkey would be fun. Or something like, oh my gosh, like a name like Blanche Devereaux, from the Golden Girls, a name like that, something very exotic sounding, and then it's a monkey. I could have so much fun with that. Christmas pictures, because I don't have little kids to take pictures of. I could dress up that little monkey in Christmas pajamas. Take it to see Santa at Bass Pro. Blanche the monkey. Especially if she was a white monkey, that would be perfect. Yeah. I think too much. People have told me, you think too much, you overthink everything. And I was always like, well, that doesn't sound like a bad thing. It sounds like a compliment to me to think a lot. But now I see that like this is a case of it could be just thinking too much. She's thinking too much. She doesn't have a monkey, she's not gonna get a monkey, but she's over here thinking up monkey names and Christmas outfits. Girl, too much. Too much. Have you been working in your journals, ma'am? I saw your little haul the other day. I've been redoing my cart. I do it all the time. See? You know what? I didn't know. I saw a commercial the other day, and I didn't know that other people like just go in a grocery store and shop. They don't hear all the registers beeping and people talking and buggies rolling. They don't hear all that stuff. Um, and like I'm sitting here right now and the TV's not on or anything, but it sounds like I hear mosquitoes. And I don't know if it's a light fixture doing that or what, but I hear things. Yeah, I hear things all the time. And I'm always thinking, and Shannon's like, you worry. My purse, I have an emergency bag in my purse. And let me tell you, it's got super glue, an extra set of nails. It's got a knife. It's got a little personal alarm where you pull it and it wee 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 wee. It's got a personal alarm. It's got band-aids and Neosporin and alcohol wipes and glasses wipes and extra ponytail holder and I don't remember what else. Oh, antacids and Benadryl and Tylenol. It has all these things. And he's like, why do you carry that? Well, I might need it. And he said, have you ever needed any of those things before? Well, yeah, but not everything at the same time. But you got to carry it all because you don't know which one you're going to need. I have a zipper pouch. It says, all the secret shit I carry everywhere. It's got flowers around it and stuff. And it's got all my stuff in it. It's like the same size as this, about this size. That has journaling stuff. It has all my stuff in it. It's got, let me think. I do have some things that are kind of weird, probably. But, oh, little soap sheets, the little soap papers, and, feminine products. And I've got Lysol wipes and antibacterial wipes and, gum and breath mints and, oh, little tiny scissors and a little sewing kit. Thank you. I'll say it's good lighting. I have a good ring light. But I have a sewing kit in there, and I have a power. Is it called a power bank? You know how you can charge your stuff? You plug stuff into it to charge it. power bank. I have one of those, and I have a little thing that goes with it that has all the different kinds of cords, but it's a little flat thing. It looks like a cookie. It's like a big oatmeal cookie size. And the cord's really short, but it has all the different adapters that you can plug in to the end of it to charge anything, really. Oh, a hand warmer's power bank. See, I have my hand warmers, but I usually just keep one in my thank you, Amanda. I am not available. Loops, noise reduction earplugs. Oh, I've never even heard of that. I wonder if that would work. Of course, but then does it mess with your mind? Like you feel like you're missing something. Oh, I might miss something I need to know about. I don't know. Do you like them, Amanda? Men, do you use those? You can still hear well enough to function in public. I might have to, like the little noise I hear right now, I think it's the refrigerator, something in the refrigerator or in the, that's me. I would be yelling at people. Hello? I would like a large with 3 shots, one at a time. That works. It's just a noise reduction ear plug, but it doesn't reduce all the noise. It just because like I'm telling y'all right now, I hear something. I hear like I hear the air conditioner outside running, but then there's something else, and I don't know if it's the refrigerator or if it's the ice machine is making a sound. And I think nobody else knows it. Oh, like I was talking about in Walmart, that constant beep that you hear, that kind of thing, it would kind of soften that stuff. Hello, Arvita Crafts. I'm trying to think of your name though. Y'all, this is terrible that I can't remember names. I know Amanda's because she goes live a couple of times a week and I try to be there. So that's why I know her real name. Irma. Okay, Miss Irma. How are you today? Are you crafting or camping? Doing something fun besides bathing cats? I'm supposed to be working in my journal. I'm supposed to be making a video decorating the weekend in my, not my journal, in my functional planner, but I thought I would just go live. Oh, what kind of crafting are you doing today? Excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. I've never had a real RV life because I've never had an RV of my own, but I did live in a 28-foot pull behind camper for about a year. And that was the biggest adventure. Of course, it was just me, no kids, no man. It was just me. So I had plenty of room. Um, but it was an adventure, I have to say. It was, you feel like you're on vacation the whole time because I was parked in a campground and I had the little lights around my awning and stuff. And I would get home from work and put on jeans and a t-shirt and go sit outside and listen to music. It was like camping every day, all day long. Junk journal stuff. I've got a stack of magazines, those like folder or magazine holders that they have at Dollar Tree and stuff. Um, yeah. Oh, it was so nice. I don't know if our Walmart has a special hours like that. They should, because there are so many kids that can't be in situations like that, with the noise and all. But I have one of those magazine box things full of magazines that I need to. I thought I made up the word harvest pictures and words from. Maybe this weekend I'll do some of that. Just sit down with my scissors and cut out pictures and words and big letters and stuff like that. But I also need to do my calendar that I cut, the old one where I cut the days and the dates off of it. I need to do that so I can get ready for June in my little A7 book. What is that? Right? I like to cut paper. You know what else I like to do? Lay a ruler on it and tear it. And then it's not a sharp edge like with scissors, it's a soft little edge. I told you. You know, I'm weird. I'm weird. Yeah, I like cutting stuff. It's a thing. It's a whole thing. But I have a stack of magazines for some reason, and I never did find out where they were coming from. Oh, I love doing that. Um, and it's the Magnolia magazine. You know the what's her name? From the TV show, Joanna Gaines. It's her magazine and Southern Living and like two other kind. They started showing up one day and they just keep showing up. So I'll read something if it looks really interesting. Otherwise I just cut out pictures and cut apart letters and words and stuff. That's funny. And I do it. Yeah, like I think, oh, I need to cut some paper down for this cover, and but I don't think about it until I should be doing something else. Then I'm like, I'm going to stop this and I'm going to cut paper for that binder. That binder needs paper in it. You know, it's an avoidance tactic. It's not bad to get that relaxed. I was going to read yesterday, and it turned into a nap at like 6 o'clock in the evening. But that's okay because I woke up to brush my teeth and put my pajamas on and I went back to bed. Like, okay, out of coffee, y'all. I did not. Um, and Shayna needs to order that from eBay or Amazon. I need to talk to you about that. I've been reading on my phone. We have an app. Is it called Cloud? Let me see. Our public library here is part of, I guess, a network. It's called Cloud Library. But the thing is, you know, on a Kindle, you can adjust how big the print is and everything. I'm going to show you something. Look how little that is. I mean, I can read it, but I don't think you can adjust it. Let me see, advanced settings. Yeah, I don't know how to do anything. Like, I don't know how to do anything with it. But I'm just thankful for it because it means I can read without having to get a ride to the library to go check out books or anything. But yeah, I kind of thought he might be ordering me a new one for Mother's Day. And if he doesn't get the battery kit soon, I'm just going to decide he might be getting me one for my birthday. I don't know. Yeah, it used to be the one that I had before was called Libby, Libby, but this is called Cloud Library, and it's from our public library. But you know what's weird? I guess you have to, the library, just like it buys books, has to pay for the use. Like, it seems weird to me that an electronic book can be checked out by somebody else. You know, it seems weird. And you get on a waiting list for an electronic book. And I'm like, it's electronic. I don't have to go like wait for her to turn it back in with her hands because it's electronic. But Shannon said it's probably it's a copyright thing. Like if you buy one copy, only one person at a time can be reading it. Sometimes you have to wait. Yeah, like popular books, like right now. And it's funny because it was like 13-month wait for one of them. Things that are popular right now. Let me see if it shows them. Trending ebooks. It's not showing the wait. It's not showing the wait time. Well, I don't know. I read this book. I found one that I was gonna download. I was trying to find where it I was trying to find where it shows the wait time for a book, and I can't I can't find it. It was somewhere, I don't know. Somewhere it was showing it. Kobo? Is a Kobo like a reading tablet? There's another one I saw somebody with, and I looked it up. It's not cheap. Um, Let me see. It wasn't a Kindle or a Vidu or an iPad. What was the name of it? I'm trying to. Why do I have this thread stuck to me? That's weird. I'm trying to find it. But it did something that my Kindle doesn't do. And I can't remember what it is. Kobo. I've never heard of that. I wish I could think of this other one. Um, oh, I see a Kobo here. Target has one. 7-inch Kobo. Y'all, I can't think of the name of this other one, but there was a reason that I liked it. I guess I didn't like it enough because I can't remember the name of it, and I'm not finding it right here real quick. Um, I wish I could remember what it was because I liked what the lady was saying about it. Oh yeah, Kobos are ranked in the top 10. They've got like 4 different models listed in the top 10 e-readers for 2025. I can't think of what this other one was called, but it's not in the top 10, so maybe it's not that great. So, anyway, I do kind of feel like for my birthday, he'll probably just order me a new one. I'm reading on my phone. I'm happy with that. Yeah, it was weird to me to think that it's an electronic book. Nobody's touching it. Why can't I read it? Nobody else is holding it. I'm not taking it away from anybody. But yeah, there were several books that had a long waiting list, which is crazy to me. Like 13 months or something. It was ridiculous. I'm like, I could go to the bookstore every day and read a couple of pages and be finished with it before I could check it out electronically. The weekend. No. Well, I take that back. My little inflatable raft thing that you can it'll float like a regular raft, but it's deep enough where you can put water in it like a little tiny pool and tan. Um I need to scrub it good and blow it up and get it ready for the summer because I'm ready to get in the sunshine so I can lay out there with sunglasses on and just soak up the sun where it's warm and all that. So I'll probably do that tomorrow. That's going to be like an all day job. And um yeah, that's about it. If Jack is off work tomorrow, I'll probably go with Shannon to Costco. If Jack's not off work, Shannon has to use his police unit, and I can't ride in that. Yeah, they have. I want to say it's a 30-day. You can check it out for like 30 days, maybe. It might not be that long. I don't know. But you do have a deadline to turn it in. Amanda, are y'all going fishing this weekend? Oh my God. Yeah, that's all I can say. They have those people there trying to sign you up for new cell phones, and they have people there trying to sell you security systems, and they have people there trying to sell you these $1 million vacuum cleaners or just whatever. There's people all through there trying to sell stuff, and I don't like that. I like to just go in the store and people leave me alone and let me get what I need. And then you have last week, Shannon went and the checkout line was all the way to the back of the store, the way back corner where they have toilet paper and dog food and stuff. He was lined up all the way back there. And I don't do good waiting in line. I feel like I'm getting squeezed. So it's better for him to go. But if we go to Walmart, we get up and go at like 6 a.m. when it opens, because you find that it's usually older people working and they're much more helpful and friendly. So if we go to Walmart, we go at like 6 in the morning on Sunday mornings. Get there early. Tornado warnings in Canada? I didn't know that there were tornadoes in Canada. See, those are my favorite on Sunday morning, and they love to help Shannon. Those little ladies, they love to help Shannon. Oh, there's no chicken out here. Let me go in the back and get you some, baby. You wait right here. I'll be back. Kitchener. Oh, men is in. Oh, okay. I saw that wrong. West Virginia has tornado warnings. Let me see if I can see this. Okay, I see West Virginia has tornado warnings. Oh, y'all have had some bad weather the last couple of months, huh? That whole West Virginia, Kentucky, all that kind of eastern central, like, not really north or south, that middle eastern, I don't know what they call that, but the floods, I mean, it's been crazy. From North Carolina, like down and across, has been bad. We've actually, oh, it's not, it's, I don't know how many hours. Let me see something. Let me see. I can tell you how many hours it would take to get there. Um, let's see. Like if I wanted to go to Virginia Beach, it would take, is it going to show me? 17 hours to drive there. I'm in Louisiana, like Broussard, South Louisiana. We live 30 miles from the Gulf of Mexico. I didn't realize Virginia is north of North Carolina, and then West Virginia is like more north than that. Wow, I didn't realize that. Yep, Broussard. It's on the outskirts of Lafayette. Most people know about New Orleans, and then a lot of people know about the Lafayette area. Um, but yeah, on the outskirts of Lafayette, probably 10 minutes from Lafayette, something like that. But it's not rural. It's still, we have a little city. Amanda, there are 50 of them, girl. I learned it helping my kids in elementary school doing geography or American history or something, but I don't think I could label a blank map. Oh, where are you in Georgia? I went to Georgia like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. I had to fly into Atlanta, and that was an adventure. Valdosta. That's isn't is that southern Georgia or kind of central? A friend of mine from high school went to college there. I feel like I'm not saying it right. Valdosta. 10 minutes from Florida, or yeah, 10 minutes from Florida. Oh man, I used to think if I could live anywhere, I would want to live in Florida on the beach, but I know how our hurricanes are, and theirs are much worse. And now, wow, 10 minutes from Florida. I'm a little bit jealous, but I'm also very sympathetic because I know y'all get the hurricanes and floods and stuff like we do. So, um, and oh, all the rude out of town people coming through there trying to get to Florida and stuff. I'm sure it's mm, an adventure too. Wow, 10 minutes from Florida. I didn't realize it was that close. I was going to say 10 hours, but then I realized we're not even 10 hours from Florida. 10 hours. So then you're close to, like, let me see here. I have to look stuff up. I want to see stuff. Oh, y'all have an airport there? I didn't know it was that big of a town. It's 8 hours from here to there, but I'm trying to see what y'all are close to. Okay, past Tallahassee. Ocala. One of my great uncles lived in Ocala. And see, all I've ever done is go to, in Florida, I went to Santa Rosa Island, and then, of course, Panama City Beach and Destin and all that. See, we're, Shannon turned 60 in March, and I don't know how old he wants to work until. He has enough years of service to retire now, but he wants to keep working for a while. But when he retires, we're planning to go to North Louisiana. We want to get away from the hurricanes. It's just so much. And he works in law enforcement, so he had to be deployed during Hurricane Katrina and go to New Orleans and evacuate the jails and all those things, and he had to do security in the Superdome and stuff. And so he just never, ever wants to be put in a situation like that again. As far as, he had some authority. I wouldn't want to be just a plain civilian in a situation like that where you can't do anything about it, if that makes any sense. So, yeah. And then a couple of years back, they had a bad one over in the Lafayette area that like wiped out Cameron Parish. It's right on the coast, further south than we are. And he had to work at the university, their big gymnasium and assembly center and all that kind of stuff, that where they do the concerts and all that. was a shelter, and so he had to work there and provide security. And he's like, people are just so rude, you know. And like I said, he was in a different position because he was in a authoritative role. I don't think I could just be a regular civilian standing in line listening to somebody complain about their free food. Um, I'm afraid I would get beat up. Oh, Lordy. Actually, for Hurricane Katrina, a lot of them, it's a parish jail, so it's not like a big state facility. Um, they evacuated them onto buses and took them to other parishes that had room, and took a bunch up to the prison where I used to work in North Louisiana, and they actually had to like live in tents for a little while. Um, but you know it's crazy. There you don't have you. I mean, you don't have any paperwork, and your computers are all underwater and stuff. So they like lost inmates, like you know, um, you don't have enough handcuffs to handcuff everybody. It's a very scary thing to think about, very scary thing to think about. So he had that going on, and then you had the crazies with machine guns up on bridges shooting at the police who were in the water trying to save people. Just, why? It makes no sense. But I mean, they're there to save people, and you're killing them. So much of it made no sense to me. But the reality about New Orleans is that if it were not the tourist attraction that it is and the money that's generated from tourism, it would be declared uninhabitable because so much poison is in the soil there, and like the wood for buildings and stuff like that absorbs so much of that water. Well, it had oil and gas and people juices and stuff like that in it, and it sat that way for weeks. And if it were any other place, it would be the whole thing would be condemned because of the chemical and biohazards in it. It's just gross. Um, but it makes so much money. So much tax money comes from tourism down there, and the state can't make it without that money. So anyway, hey MJ, meet Miss Irma and Min and Amanda. We're just having some girl time. I drank all my coffee. I'm out of coffee. I feel like I'm rude if I vape on camera. Are you finished driving for today, ma'am? Now, Miss Irma from RV to Crafts lives in Georgia. I don't know if I've heard you say where you live, MJ. Oh Lord, how long have you been waiting to get loaded? Is it like the paper mills up in North Louisiana where you can sit in line for hours? Okay, you're in Georgia too. Okay. Two people from Georgia in the group. Yay. Southern ladies. And y'all, MJ has a channel, The Dixie Gypsy. You need to go check her out. She is a truck driver. And it's the sweetest thing. And she has these two little chihuahuas. Let me think. Cotton and I call her Chi Chi. I don't know her real name. Chica. Is that her real name? I call her Chi Chi. Um, and she does hauls, but we also just talk about stuff. Like she's outside doing yard work and has been showing us the progress in her backyard, and it's just been good. She does makeup videos and try on videos of clothes from Temu and stuff like that. And Amanda does journaling and planning stuff, but she goes live, I think, usually about 3 times a week. And we have fun. I try to be on there when she goes live, but sometimes I'm busy doing stuff. We do trivia and ask crazy questions like, would you rather be a T Rex or a Triceratops? Things like that. And last week we started talking about Revenge of the Nerds and Animal House, all those old crazy movies, because some people in there are younger and never saw those movies, and then some of us are older and saw them, so we talk about them. And I'm learning things because Amanda's in Canada. I think it's Joseph in Germany. I can't remember, Amanda. I get confused. But you've got like Australia and New Zealand and Germany and Canada and South Louisiana. And we kind of get together and have our coffee and talk. And I've learned so much about the cork hat. I didn't know about the cork hats that keep the mosquitoes away. I didn't know mosquitoes are called mozzies. Smokey and the Bandit. I bet you were thinking about it. They would not have waited in line to get loaded. They would have found a way to get to the front of the line. They're the cork hats for the mozzies, right? I didn't know what a cork hat was. I didn't know what a mozzie was. It's a mosquito. So, I made the declaration the other day that I would only allow myself to be bitten by meow-tastic mozzies. You're not in line. Okay, tell us the truth. Do you get special treatment because you're a lady? I bet some places you do get treated differently. Like they're extra sweet to you. Oh my gosh, that would be funny. We should both do it and go live together. Wouldn't that be funny? And Miss Irma at RV to Crafts does junk journaling. So we all do all kinds of different things. That would be funny. I need to hit up a thrift store and get me a bucket hat, and then go to Hobby Lobby and buy a bag of corks and make me a hat. And I need to paint a mosquito on it with the big red no sign over it that says no mozzies. Right. I've worked in logistics for chemical plants before. And then I actually worked at a Kenworth dealership. And so I dealt with truck drivers all day. And you know what? Some of the women in there adapted the truck driver type, like they talked to the truck drivers like they were other truck drivers. I maintained my femininity and I was treated like a princess. Um, now there were some who wanted to act like I was stupid and didn't know what I was talking about, but I sold an 18 wheeler one day, so I must have been doing something right. Um, but yeah, you get what you give. If I'm going to treat the drivers with respect, they should be respecting me too. Oh, I bet. I bet. She's got the sailor mouth, huh? Does she drive a truck or she works in their like dispatch or logistics? And what are you hauling today? I love hearing about what you do. Amanda, yay, you go have a good day. Give Kazoo and little Davy and oh my gosh, I forgot the cats' names. Give them all a pet for me. Give them all a pet. Bye. She drives. Oh, if she's 70, then she started driving like before women drivers were kind of socially acceptable. Birdseed, cool. Soybeans. We have soybean fields down here too. We have cotton, soybeans, sugarcane, um, crawfish, rice, Me, MJ, I'm in Broussard, way down south Louisiana. Um, Maybe a little over an hour from Texas and 30 miles from the Gulf of Mexico. Way down south, girl. But I don't talk like those Cajun people on the alligator, whatever that show was. I don't have that kind of accent because I'm not from here. My accent is more like North Louisiana because that's where all my family is. And so growing up and going there every weekend, I have more of that. Um, but I grew up on Southeast Louisiana. Oh, East Texas, where? My mom lives in Goodrich. And I like Beaumont. I think I like the name of it. I've always loved the name of Beaumont, Texas. I think it's so pretty. Crazy. I'm a little weirdo. Right, Irma? I barely back up a car, much less something like an 18 wheeler outside of Tyler. Okay. See, I don't know exactly where Tyler is, but okay. And Goodrich is um on the Trinity River, maybe. I think that's what it is. The Trinity River runs behind their house. Her husband's he likes to fish. So that's a perfect place for them to be. But cool, we got everything covered. Got everything covered. What is this? Y'all, whoever had my phone number before I got this number, um, has it connected to their Cash App, and they've never changed their phone number. I don't know the name or anything, but every time somebody requests money from them, I get it on as a notification. Oh, see, I think Trinity's pretty. We put in the boat behind their house, and I don't care anything about fishing. I don't care if I catch a fish as long as somebody else is catching some and I can eat them. I just like to take a book and read and sit in the sunshine. I was telling them that tomorrow, last year from Amazon, I ordered a pool float, but it's like a deep one where it floats, but you can also just use it on land and put water in it and lay in it to tan. I've got to clean it up good tomorrow and get it all blown up and ready for me to start tanning because I could lay out in the sun all day long and not get a darn thing done. I love the sunshine. Love it, love it. Temple, Texas. Y'all, it's such a small world. And y'all both have Texas connections and live in Georgia. Isn't that cool? Girl. But do you burn? Because you're kind of red haired and fair complected. Do you burn? It is. To me, it's cleansing. It's cathartic like. You lay there and even if I'm sweating, I don't want to sweat while I'm pushing a lawnmower or anything like that, but I can lay in the sun and just sweat and wake up and feel like a new person. MJ, she's in Valdosta. I think I'm pronouncing it right, or Valdosta. So she's down there close to Florida. Oh, yeah, that makes sense too. You would think that I wouldn't tan because I'm pretty fair, but I love it. I love it. I used to go spend the summers with my mama, and she was a sun worshiper too. Loved to go to the beach and we would lay out our chairs in her backyard and oil up and just soak up the sun, lay out there and talk and listen to the radio. Um, oh, y'all. Okay. How long have I been on here? Over an hour, y'all. I think I might. Somebody asked me about doing a get ready with me video with makeup, but y'all, I think it would be fun to do, but I don't wear enough makeup to, like, it would be like a 5 minute thing. Baby oil and iodine, yes ma'am. I got out of high school in 1984. We lived on baby oil and iodine. And sun in or lemon juice on your hair. Turn it orange. So y'all are close. That's cool. Right? I was blonde, and then the older I got, the darker it got. And then after I had kids, it started, like with each kid, it got curlier and curlier. And now, like, it looks blonde, part of it's bleached, down here is bleached, this is gray and white, and my natural color of whatever it is, I don't even know what you call that. It won't change to white fast enough. But this down here is bleached, heavily bleached. But I haven't done it in a couple of years. I've been doing good. I've been trying to do chemical free. Oh, hey, Carrie. And Carrie really is one of my neighbors. Not like I can't walk to her house, but she's one of my neighbors. Carrie, the Dixie Gypsy, is MJ, and she's in Georgia. And Min is in Canada. And RV to Crafts is in Georgia also. But we're for real. We're real life neighbors almost. Can't walk to your house, but I could drive there if I had to. Do you know what I've done here for this hour, Carrie? Nothing except talk. We've just been talking about where everybody lives and weather and all that. Well, I really thought I was. Hi, Daniela. I don't think I've met you before. Oh, I need to be cleaning mine. I was going to come on here and decorate the weekend in my functional planner, but there's no way, like, I can't read it on the monitor from this distance. I have to take my glasses off. I can't see it at all. And it was just too complicated to try to. Oh, you can spout an opinion, but it might get you kicked out. What's your opinion? Oh, you know what? I would be okay with that. I can't argue with that. I have a real problem with taxes in general. I don't think I don't, if I had the power to do it, I'm just going to say, if I had the power to do it, I'm not going to talk about any politicians. I'm not going to name any names of politicians. It doesn't matter. I don't care who it is. If I had the power to do it, I would abolish income tax so that you're rewarded for doing your work. And if you work overtime, you get to make extra money and you're rewarded for that, and just pay sales tax. Because if the dope dealer is going to buy a Hummer and MJ has worked 80 hours a week for the last however many years to make the money to go buy that, you pay taxes on that money, but not on the hours you work. I think it's terrible that we pay money. We should be rewarded. My daughter has to work over 20 hours of overtime a week to actually see a difference in her check. The first 20 hours of overtime goes to taxes. It's horrible. I think, you know, if you work hard and work extra hours and save your money, you shouldn't be punished for that. And that's what it is. We're being punished for working hard. I think there's more incentive to work if you're not being taxed for every dollar you make. Instead, when you go buy bread, you pay taxes. When you spend the money, you pay taxes. And I think it should be the same for everybody too. I don't think that, you know, I don't think it should be based on your income or anything like that. Just like 10% on anything you buy. Maybe if you want to have it be higher for luxury things or something like that. But I think that there are too many people who are generating income under the table. Oh, Sweden. Now, do y'all have like, do your taxes help pay? Do y'all have like a governmental medical care and stuff like that? And do y'all pay sales tax when you buy things? Like if you bought a vehicle, would you pay tax on that? Oh, girl, I love that black and white and gray one you had the other night with the little thing over it. So y'all pay that much income tax and have sales tax. Bye, MJ. I'm going to try to catch you later. I'll be looking for you. Drive safe. Wow. See, the 30, like you're saying, y'all pay 32% income tax. In the United States, the percentage you pay is based on how much you make, which is crazy. I don't understand it. I don't think it's right. I think if you want to have two jobs and work 80 hours a week, you should be rewarded for that. Um anyway, that's how I feel about taxes. Everybody, if you go buy a pack of cigarettes, everybody should pay the same amount of tax on that cigarettes. If you save your money, work hard all your life and save your money, like we have inheritance tax. If you inherit money that your parents worked to earn and paid income tax on, if you inherit it, you have to pay tax on it again. And then if you go buy anything with that money, you pay tax on it again. You know, I have a real, I don't like taxes, man. I don't like it. But I don't know enough about politics to have a debate with anybody about it because I don't know enough about it. I don't know all the words and all that, and try to not get involved. Oh, yeah. Right. Right. I understand that because, look, I grew up in Baton Rouge, the home of Jimmy Swaggart and his big church and college and all that. And I actually did a sewing job for um, one of the bedrooms in his house. Now, you know what, man, there used to be um, like a website or something. People had a stamp made and they would stamp money, and you could go online and register it, and you could track where all the money had been, which is kind of cool. But yeah, that would be It would be interesting to see how many times the same money is taxed. It's horrible. It's sad. It's just sad. And I think that if there were more transparency in government, so people knew exactly how the money was being spent, they would feel more confident. In churches too. If you give money to your church, I think they should at least feel a moral obligation to account for that, so that Jimmy's not using it to go pay a hooker on the weekends, because that's what he was doing. His only job was that church. How'd he pay for his hookers? Church money. A church doesn't make its own money. People are paying money to the church. So, anyway, that's a scandal back in the 80s. He got caught in New Orleans with a hooker. Anyway, but yeah, Sweden. So I'm good with that. I'm good with that thought of the mega churches, because it's no different than the way somebody who's involved in drug dealing launders money. It's the same thing. They're getting all this money coming in, but they set up all these fake things to make them look like a charitable organization so that it's not taxed. Anyway, I have my own feelings about that. I don't I think when a church becomes a business, it's too far. It's gone too far. That's just my opinion. And nobody, most people don't care about it. Um, you ask, so I feel like I can tell you that's what I think when it becomes a business. And there are churches here where, like, the preacher owns the church building. The preacher owns it. And so when he gets ready to retire, the people in the church don't choose a new pastor. His son just automatically becomes the new pastor. Well, he might not have the passion for that like his father had. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think it's, I don't know. I'm zipping it. I'm zipping it. I'm zipping it. I'm zipping it. Um, I feel like I need more coffee. And anyway, and now I want to use my scissors. I want to cut stuff. I want to cut things and tear things and glue. Is that what? Okay, I've heard some of the ladies in some of the groups talking about glue books. Is that kind of like a junk journal? You just glue stuff in it. You don't do any kind of writing or anything like that, or you can if you want to. Is a glue book the same as a junk journal? You just put whatever you want to in there? Did we lose? No. Thoughtless cutting and gluing. I could do that all day long. Okay. Like they call it the, um, is it called a master board? Where it starts with a certain size piece of paper and they cover it, like collage it with all kinds of things, then cut it apart into little cards. I never thought about that. Decoupage. Now, I enjoy sewing until it feels like a job, but decoupage is probably what I enjoy most, just because there is no wrong way to do it. You stick something down, it looks bad, guess what? You stick another piece over it. And I like doing it with when people used to mail out printed catalogs. I used to do it with catalogs, and I decoupaged everything, man. I've done some decoupage with fabric, decoupaged over purses and stuff like that. I have a friend who is a cigar distributor. He goes out of country and buys cigars, and has them imported to the US, and so I have tons of cigar boxes. I decoupage the heck out of a cigar box. Inside, outside, the top, the bottom, everything is covered with all kinds of things. I like to add buttons to, like, do a whole bunch of different paper and then glue on a button and decoupage over it so it's like almost embedded, like, I don't know. I enjoy that. I did a little workshop one time with artist canvas. We painted the artist canvas and then did some decoupage on it, and put down some rhinestones and decoupaged over them and stuff. Just fun. And then did paper clips, decoupaged, not paper clips, clothespins, decoupaged the top of a clothespin and glued them on there so it was like a little note holder. That was fun. I like decoupage. It's fun. I did one with fabric one time. I did a canvas with fabric on it and hung up on the wall. Right. You got to get out of that. The best way to stop the overthinking is a glass of wine. Sip the wine, brush the Mod Podge, smack it down. Sip the wine, brush it, smack it down. I think it's fun. But then I get, like, people start adding lace or trims and stuff. Then I'll spend so much time obsessing over where it needs to be. Like, where does it need to be? If I put it over here, do I need something up here to balance it? Or do I need 3 of them so that it's not trying too hard to be symmetrical? I do. I think a lot. I think a lot. One thing that I started doing, and it took me until 2 years ago. All my life I wanted to paint. It took me until 2 years ago. I bought some watercolor pencils where you can wet the paper and then draw on the wet paper with it, or you draw and then use the little water brush and go over it to, like, make it into, like, watercolor looking. I've just started doing that and getting to the attitude of it's all the way it's supposed to be. This is how I meant it to be. I meant to have a purple pumpkin, and I like my purple pumpkin, And then after it dries, I go back over it with a fine tip Sharpie to add little details and stuff like that. But do it with your Pepsi. I do it with my Dr. Pepper. I can't even tell you the last time I had a glass of wine. I probably haven't had anything to drink since back in October when I went to a family reunion. Anyway. Yeah, see, I would have never thought that watercolor pencils would work the way they did. I stay off of Amazon because I'm addicted to Temu. I'm not going to lie. But at least I have rules for myself. Like, I've never paid more than $10 for anything on there. Never. And I'll fill my cart up and then I'll go through it and I'll go, okay, today the price limit is $5. I'm going to delete out everything that's over $5 and then go through it and go, okay, do I actually need any of this? That's where I get almost all my journaling supplies. Oh, yeah. They don't mess around with that delivery. When they say it's coming the next day, it's coming the next day. They do not mess around. I ordered a planner cover at like 5 o'clock one evening. It was at my front door the next day. But it was because it ended up being cheaper than on Temu because Temu was adding the tariffs on there, like a 30% tariff or something. And I just was like, yeah, no, I'm not getting, no. I feel like at Amazon you have good customer service if something doesn't work or whatever. Um, but yeah. Like, if you look at my Venmo card that I use for my Temu shopping, it's funny because it'll be like $3.82, or because I get a lot of free stuff and I don't even know how anymore. 327, 237, 1549, 1381. But that 1549 was probably 5 items because, I mean, I'm buying stickers and washi tape. I'm not paying a lot for that. And like the book that I have in this, it's a Filofax cover, but it's not Filofax inserts. It was a bound planner from Temu that was like under $7, and I cut it out of the binding and hole punch and put in here because it's just paper. It's not going to be in the Smithsonian or anything like that in the future. So this works for me. You know, if I want it divided up, I just use a marker and a ruler and draw my lines and divide it up into top task, secondary task, something like that. Yeah, Dollar Tree adds up too. The last time I went to Dollar Tree, I went to get nail glue, and I mean it's $1.25 a bottle. I walked out and had spent $9 on stuff I didn't need. I only needed the nail glue, but I was there, so I might as well get an extra one. So I have one to keep in my purse, one to keep in the bathroom. And ooh, these nails are cute. Let me get those. And now that things aren't all $1.25, it sneaks up on you everywhere. It's just expensive to live. I can though say, um, I'm trying to remember the last time I bought any kind of clothes or shoes. It's been a while. I went to Baton Rouge the first week of March to take care of my little niece who was having surgery. And we went to Walmart and I bought a pair of pajama shorts and a sweatshirt. And I didn't even, Walmart, it better be on sale or I'm not buying it. You know, I don't work outside the home. And so I don't have that pressure. You know, people feel like everybody looks at me like I wear the same clothes every day. I don't have that kind of pressure. Exactly. I have thrifted jeans and cut them off into shorts, add some embroidery to them or some patchwork and stuff, do a little distressing on it. And that's what I wear when I'm at home. My blue jean shorts and a $3 Temu t-shirt or whatever shirts I already have. And that's what I do. Thrift stores, I've gotten some nice clothes. When I was working, I started shopping on Poshmark because I could get nice work appropriate stuff for much better prices than going to the mall. I'm not, and I mean, and good quality stuff, you know. Um, there are some brands, sometimes, like I will only buy certain brands because I know the quality. If I pull a sweater out and, you know, Gap and Old Navy have a tag inside their clothes that shows what year it was made. If I pull out a sweater and then I look at it and go, damn, it's 14 years old, I feel okay spending $30 on another sweater, buying it used from that store because the quality is there. But no, I don't. Mm-mm. I don't carry a $1,000 purse. I don't even. I have one that retails for over $100, but I bought it on Poshmark for like 25. It's got some scratches on it. Well, it's gonna get scratched the first time I carry it anyway. So I'll just put a little leather conditioner over it and carry it. I don't do that. I can't do that. And I don't feel the need, you know. My fingernails, I've been showing Shannon, look at my little kitty cats. Can you see the little kitty cat? These are my $2 manicures. I buy the glue at Dollar Tree and can get about 6 sets of nails out of a bottle of glue. And the nails come from Temu, and I refuse to pay more than $1.50 for a set of 24 nails. And they last about 10 days. And I'll take them off and put another set on. That's I'm not. And if you went to a salon and you wanted four different colors of nails with the art on them and everything, it's like $150. I am not doing that. You got to make a lot of money. In my mind, you have to be making a lot of money to justify spending that much on something like fingernails when you can buy them for $1.50 and glue them on. Just saying. I wish we had better thrift stores here. Broussard, we only have one, and it's a Goodwill. And last time I went in there, all their jeans were like $9. I was looking for men's jeans for me to cut off and do some patchwork stuff on, and some embroidery and painting and all. They were like $9.99 for the men's jeans. And I asked the lady, "Do y'all have a senior citizen day?" No, we don't do that. Well, every other Goodwill I've ever been to has a senior citizen day. Um, and there was one color tag, but it wasn't even half off. It was like 30% off yellow tags, some ridiculous thing. But we do have in it's not in Lafayette, it's in Scott, like on the other side of Lafayette. We do have one of the Goodwill bin stores where you pay by the pound. That's fun. Like they have all these big wood tables like full of stuff, and when you get up to the register with it, they put it in a big clothes basket on a scale, and you pay per pound. And that was a good. I've been there once, I think, with my daughter, and that was a very good day. I got a pair of Doc Martin boots and a pair of brand new Levi's that I have did some bleaching on them, and I cut them down the outside leg seam because I want to insert some fabric and then do some distressing and patchwork and stuff on it. I don't know if you've heard of Magnolia Pearl Clothes. She's from Fredericksburg, Texas, is where they're based out of. And everything is very cotton and linen and damaged. But I'm not buying legit a Holy t-shirt for $100. I can make my own Holy t-shirt, you know. And I'm not going to pay $600 for a pair of jeans that have holes and patchwork when I can do my own holes and patchwork. So I thrift for things that I can upcycle like that to make into my clothes. So you don't want to buy new stuff to do that with. You buy it old. It's already soft and worn and cozy and all that. And like this is a men's shirt that I got off Poshmark. I probably had it. Oh Lord, I probably had this one 10 years. But it's a good brand, you know, it's a good quality. Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh. And you know what? I have enough of that blanket left. I think I have enough. I want to do a pair of shorts with it because I wear a lot of pink. I think I've got like 5 pink sweatshirts. Some have stuff on them, some are just plain, some are tie-dyed, some are patchwork. But I could wear those with the shorts, but I want to make the shorts kind of like long, just elastic waist shorts out of that blanket. So I could wear them together, or I could wear the shorts with other sweatshirts and stuff. You know what? Right now, I've got 2 pairs of jeans that are finished that I've done. And I've got 3 pairs of, one pair of blue jean shorts are all embroidery. Song lyrics and little outlines of different things. Um, one pair was jeans that I cut off into shorts, and then I slit down the outside and inserted a floral fabric from an old sheets, like shabby sheet bed sheets. Inserted that, and then did some patchwork. And because I had inserted that fabric, it meant the waist was bigger. So then I made not drawstrings because they're not inserted; they're sewed. Like on each side, I have 2 little strings where you can tighten the waist and tie it. No, I hand embroidery. I don't have an embroidery machine. Mm-mm. Hand embroidery to me doesn't take long. Hang on, I'm gonna go get a pair. I'm gonna go get the embroidery shorts so you can see it's not hard. I don't use any kind of complicated stitches or do anything fancy. Well, I don't know where I put them. Okay, sorry about that. I'm so sorry. I wanted to go get them so I could show you the embroidery. Um, this is probably one of my favorite pairs. And a friend of mine lost a bunch of weight, and they were too big for her. And she asked me if I could do anything with them, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can. So they're big, okay. What I did was I added 2 buttons over here. Like Magnolia Pearl usually has 3 buttons because their stuff is one size fits all. I cut a hole over here where I can put the real button through there, and then I can button this over here. And you have to leave them unzipped, and they just like overlap. Okay. And these are upcycled buttons from. I don't throw anything that's going into the garbage. I cut the buttons off of first. But you see, my embroidery is so simple. It's very simple embroidery. Um, those are just like little straight stitches that I did, you know? And then some of the words I did like this. It's like a back stitch where you do a stitch forward and then come up and go back into that hole that you came out of. The patchwork, I just embroidered around the patchwork that I put on it. And this is supposed to be like that. It's a Japanese art, sashiko. It's just straight lines. I did this around the front of the pocket. It's so simple. It's just like X's. And then anything else like this, the heart with the wings, I found it online and just sketched it out. And I used those friction markers that the heat erases and draw it on there and draw my words, and then just little stitches along the lines. And then I did this little, just like a little stitch across the top of the pockets. I can't really see the purple, but this is probably my favorite pair of shorts. I love these shorts. I tried to duplicate my swallow tattoo, and I guess I should have used other colors. I did it with all blue, so you can't really tell that that's what it is. It's supposed to be the swallow. But yeah, and the best place, I'll tell you, the best place to get good fabric for doing patchwork on stuff is men's dress shirts. I buy 100% cotton men's dress shirts because they are a tight weave, so they're very smooth. And they wash and wear well. Like if you stitch them onto something, you can just hand stitch around it. When you wash it, the edges soften up, but it doesn't really fray a lot. Oh, you do sashiko on quilts? Oh my gosh. I've only made 2 quilts, and they were both baby sized. One was when my niece had her baby, my brother brought me some of his shirts, some of his dress shirts, and I made her a baby quilt out of that. And then I made a quilt from Lily Pulitzer, vintage Lily Pulitzer clothes, like a crib size, and sold it on Poshmark. But I love it. One of the pairs of jeans, I used paint, house paint, and I painted like a little with a little brush. Some dance to remember, some dance to forget. I cut pockets off of a pair of black cargo pants, Shannon's old uniform pants, and sewed one pocket on the front of the leg above the knee and one on the back. Um, and I think I might have sewed some crazy buttons on them or something. But yeah, I enjoy my sewing until it becomes work, and then I have to stop and do something else. But usually, when I need to do something that's just a mindless thing, it's decoupage, because man, it's so easy. I enjoy decoupage. Right? I want to Tracy Myers is on YouTube. She does a lot of thrifting, cuts things apart, puts things together, and it kind of doesn't really matter what color everything is. And she'll dye the whole garment after she puts it together. So if she dyes it in a magenta dye, darker things pick up that tone, but don't really change the color. And then anything that was white takes up that color. And so it all goes together. I love her stuff. She does amazing things. Tracy Myers, and she's on YouTube. You got to find her. She is, man, she's awesome. She even painted boots a couple of weeks ago. Painted a pair of boots and glued some lace on them and stuff, and put lace in the, like, actual lace where the shoelaces go. Very cute stuff. But yeah, Tracy Myers is TraciMyers, and she does and like I said, if you've looked at Magnolia Pearl and you know those jeans are $600, why don't you go to Goodwill and buy a pair, or a church? I find church thrift stores tend to be better prices than Goodwill, but I don't know where any are around here. But even if you did pay $10 for them, you know, especially if you sell them afterwards, that's the thing about it. I've had so many opportunities to sell clothes off of my body, but I wouldn't do it because, first of all, I have a real problem with ownership of the things that I make. I feel like I put my heart and soul into it. Like these shorts, the song lyrics that are on here, the tattoo, all the different things that are on here are significant to me. They wouldn't mean anything to anybody else. Somebody else might look at it and go, oh yeah, I like that. Okay, well, these song lyrics are from a concert I went to with my daughter and my cousin and her husband. And these song lyrics are from Reba McEntire, Fancy. And this is a song that my mama's husband used to sing to her when I was a little girl. I remember it. You know, so it's special to me. So, and that's why I can't sell things, because I don't know how I would put a price on something. I feel like I would either undervalue or overvalue it. I don't know. And like that blanket hoodie I made, that blanket was over 10 years old, and I used it on my bed as a blanket for a long time, but it's got big pink roses, and Shannon swears that pink gives him a headache. So it's been folded up in my sewing room, and I finally pulled it out and was like, I'm going to do this. I didn't hem anything. I left the edges raw because it's the knit. I left the edges raw. Didn't hem anything. There's no facing, like the front of it is strictly just a cut down the front. Just a straight slit down the front. And then when I open that up, I've just fitted a piece around it to make the hood. But see, that's me. I can make a bunch of stuff and never sell anything. You wouldn't believe the fabric I have. Not only do I have my personal stuff that you're always adding to it. If you got one project and you use one piece of fabric, you got to buy a couple more while you're at the store because it's also pretty. Not only do I have that, and I have fabric in storage up in North Louisiana too, but I worked in a drapery workroom and made custom window treatments. I was mostly the fancy pillow lady with all the mitered trims and fringes and special piping and all that. So I have fabric that was going, I took it out of the garbage can there and saved it. And trying to see, there's not any on that. One pair of my jeans has velvet patchwork on it. It was the sample books, like they have in big decorator fabric stores and stuff. I took the books apart and soaked the label off the back of it and made it patchwork. No, you don't want to see my fabric. It's a mess. And in fact, I posted a video early this week on Temu. I found this thing. They were like $8 for 3, and they're not real fabric. It's not woven. It's like that non-woven fabric in those little like the grocery bags, those little cheap grocery bags that are that non-woven fabric kind of stuff. They're made of that, and they have a zipper all the way around the top of them. Well, three sides of the top. It holds like 170 liters. That's how big it is. I don't even know how tall they are. They're over 36 inches, or about 36 inches. I'm sorry, about 30 inches tall, probably. And I don't know how big they are. I tried to show one on video, I couldn't really show it. But I'm going through fabric now, sorting by color families, and trying to fold it all up nice and neat and stacking those things. Well, Miss Irma, thank you for being here. I feel like you met some neighbors, and we all had fun. I had fun with y'all. Um, yeah, it's almost 2 hours. I gotta get off of here too. Min and Irma, and if we have anybody else left on here, I can't tell. I can't tell who's still here. I'm gonna go too because Shannon will be home from work in an hour, and I have not done anything except this all morning. Thank y'all for being here, and I want to start doing this more regularly. Um, so anytime you get on YouTube, search for the lives and see if you see me and come on, because we're just gonna be doing stuff like this. We might talk about menopause next time. Without getting too personal. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. I really do. I I feel like I have a little family here that I've created because I live somewhere where I only know one person, my boyfriend. I don't know anybody else. So this is where I have my friends, and that's what I think about y'all. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. I really do. And I love you guys, and I hope y'all have a great day. Love yourself and make somebody else smile. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. Bye.